All right. Well, this next story we have coming out of Cambodia is just baffling. I don't even really know how to set this one up. I really don't. Koreans are basically Koreans, Chinese, Taiwanese, Japanese have been enslaved by these criminal organizations in Cambodia uh, and engage in this deep fishing scheme. Let's let's jump into the article here. Um, Cambodians caught up in an ecosystem funded by crime. The Chinookville, I hope I'm saying that right. Shinhanukville locals have said they were aware of the seedy side of their city, but also knew that it was enabling them to work in casinos, in hotels, and as taxi drivers. This is the failure of government from multiple governments. On the failure of the Chinese government, failure of the Cambodian government, the Korean government. This should not have been allowed, and the fact that it's gotten this pervasive. Um, Apparently, as we're recording this, I'm seeing scenes of apparently the administration is actually at the airports. They're stopping people. They're preventing people from like preventing passengers who are leaving for Cambodia from going there. But let's. I don't have anything on that yet, so I'll give updates if I can. But let's jump into this here. Um, the article reads, quote, "You have to understand, Cambodians work as the cleaners and storekeepers at the casino, at the casino hotels overrun by criminal organizations. Those crime syndicates are the very reason we have jobs." 28-year-old, he's the same age as me, a taxi driver in the village. He sighed with a resigned look on his face. I mean, let's be clear here, right? This is a failure of the Cambodian government, um, where people are making the choice of, I know he fully admitted that I know this is the reason why I have this job is because the crime syndicate is giving me customers. Wow. I genuinely don't know what to say to that. That utter complete and utter failure. It continues. According to the taxi driver, everyone knows that the Chinese, Taiwanese, Japanese, and Korean underlings of these criminal syndicates are carrying out phishing schemes and engaging in illegal gambling at the flashy hotels built by Chinese capital. He's heard that some of the underlings are being held against their will, and rumors of gruesome torture, but Ping cannot reprimand the city as his own life is intertwined with it. Wow. Wow. So it wasn't just Koreans who are swept up in these phishing schemes. Um, it He's reporting that, yeah, there were some Chinese people caught up in this, there were some Taiwanese people caught up in this, Japanese people caught up with this, and Korean people caught up with this. Wow. Um, I really wanted to highlight this. I've been seeing the story for a couple of weeks. It is, imagine your kid just leaving to go on a vacation. I know a friend of mine was traveling all over Europe, and Asia, and so your kid's traveling on vacation, and then all of a sudden you lose communication. They don't respond to you anymore. I mean, as a parent, that sounds terrifying. And imagine you're just trying to, go on a vacation, and this is what you get swept up in. The story continues. The irony of the situation is that Cambodians appear to have very little direct connection to the sorts of criminal activity that are being heavily reported on in Korea. They don't have the sort of capital to set up criminal syndicates, and they are unable to speak the languages of the targets of phishing. Still, they enjoy some indirect benefits of the changes their city has undergone, thanks to the money that the organized crime brought to it. Paying for his part earns money by driving taxis, by driving Chinese tourists visiting casinos. We moved to Chinookville from a smaller city because we heard you can earn money faster if you did business here. A young couple that runs a fruit stand in Central that said, we've been here for 3 years now. News of a delegation of high-ranking officials, including those from the foreign ministry of the police headquarters, arrived in Cambodia on Wednesday. Who had spent years helping Koreans who've become entangled in these criminal enterprises get out, said direct intervention by the government authorities comes as a relief. But he had other concerns on his mind, mainly the 2 Koreans whom he was currently trying to help. I lost contact with one of them, he said. The other one I'm still in contact with. Said that the scam park he's at suddenly increased number of security guards and has ramped up surveillance. I'm worried that the more these criminal organizations try to protect themselves, the harder it will be to get free the Koreans caught up with them. That is just wow. I mean, absolutely unbelievable. And I think this all, if I'm not mistaken, this all came to a head because of the death of a Korean. And we are actually going to watch a segment done by Al Jazeera speaking on this, as they did a report on this. So let's take a look at that. This is a report by Al Jazeera speaking on this whole situation. So go ahead and check them out. But here, let's take a look at this.
Cells for forced labourers in giant compounds spreading across Cambodia, profiting from online and phone scams. Workers say they're often lured by fake job offers or abducted.
I just want to say something for the record. A site like this doesn't get built overnight without people knowing about this. You don't get permits for something like this without people knowing about this.
Abduction, torture and murder are said to be routine. The latest victim, a 22-year-old male South Korean student.
An initial autopsy showed the victim died of a heart attack caused by severe torture.
About 1,000 South Koreans are estimated to labour at these centres, a small part of a large workforce.
It's known that around 200,000 people of various nationalities are working in Cambodia's scam industry.
200,000. Let that sink in. 200,000. That is a medium-sized city. Wow.
Online scams targeting the entire world are being carried out from there.
This week, South Korea placed a total travel ban on Cambodia. The only exception is a government delegation currently in Phnom Penh seeking the return of the dead student's body and the repatriation of more than 60 Koreans detained in Cambodia accused of involvement in operating the scam centres. The centres were targeted by massive raids in 2022. Since then, they have continued to grow, not just in Cambodia, but Laos and Myanmar, where these rescued workers display signs of alleged abuse.
Their response has been at best ineffective and at worst corrupt, demonstrating its acquiescence and pointing towards state complicity in the human rights abuses taking place.
Boom, right there. That's Amnesty International. They're saying like the only way this gets done on this scale, something like this on this scale, the only way this gets done is that you have a lot of corrupt officials, and the only reason they're acting now is because they've been caught. This has come to light. This has become a national or international incident. Hey, wait a minute. Our people are caught up in this. What wait a minute. Our people are dying from this and they're tortured. Let's finish this.
Their response has been at best ineffective and at worst corrupt, demonstrating its acquiescence and pointing towards state complicity in the human rights abuses taking place.
A US Congress committee is investigating the involvement of Elon Musk's Starlink in providing internet access for scam centers in Myanmar.
It is very black and white, and we need to, as a globe, become intolerant of modern day slavery and the result of what you can get these slaves to do that is so destructive.
3 people arrested for the murder of the Korean student in Cambodia were Chinese. And South Korea is also now seeking cooperation with Beijing. Jack Barton, Al Jazeera, Seoul.
Don't miss.
I wanted to highlight that because it's such a major just failure of government. I mean, and the human sacrifice that's happening there for what? They said this is linked to Chinese big money. You know, I hope Beijing cooperates. I hope they get their people in check, because this is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. Alrighty, guys, let's move on to our next story.